In Hollywood, plastic surgery has long been sold as the ultimate fountain of youth, a promise to freeze time and preserve beauty forever. But for some stars, that pursuit of perfection came with a steep price. Once familiar faces have been stretched, altered, and transformed beyond recognition, leaving behind the natural charm that first made them beloved. In this video, we'll revisit celebrities whose shocking transformations left fans stunned and asking, what happened? From overfilled cheeks to botched facelifts, and a string of surgical missteps, these stories serve as cautionary tales in a world obsessed with flawlessness. Sometimes, the truth is undeniable. When it comes to beauty, less really can be more. Linda Evangelista wasn't just another supermodel, she was the face of the 1990s, gracing over 700 magazine covers and helping define the golden age of high fashion. Her flawless bone structure, piercing gaze, and fearless runway presence made her a living icon. But in recent years, the fashion world was stunned when Linda re-emerged looking dramatically different, changes she herself described as a brutal disfigurement. In a raw and unflinching public statement, Linda revealed the heartbreaking truth. Her transformation was the result of a rare and devastating side effect from a popular fat-freezing procedure called cool sculpting. Marketed as a safe, non-invasive way to melt away stubborn fat with zero downtime, the treatment had seduced countless clients, including Linda, into believing it was risk-free. Between 2015 and 2016, she underwent 7 sessions. But instead of slimming her figure, the procedure triggered a nightmare. Her chin, bra line, and thighs began to develop hard, enlarging bulges, areas that felt numb yet looked alarmingly misshapen. Doctors eventually diagnosed her with paradoxical adipose hyperplasia, a complication so rare it affects less than 1% of patients, where fat cells don't shrink but grow, and no amount of diet or exercise can reverse it. The toll was devastating. Once the most photographed woman in the world, Linda retreated from public life, her confidence shattered. She later filed a $50 million lawsuit against the parent company, citing emotional anguish and the staggering loss of income. Yet, in speaking out, Linda has done more than share her pain. She sparked a vital conversation about the hidden risks behind beauty treatments wrapped in glossy marketing. Her story stands as a cautionary tale and a beacon of dignity, reminding the world that even icons can be vulnerable and that the price of beauty can be far higher than we're led to believe. Jessica Alves, once known to the world as Rodrigo Alves, is a Brazilian-British media personality whose extraordinary transformation has not only fascinated audiences but also challenged society's deepest perceptions of gender and beauty. Born on July 30, 1983, in São Paulo, Brazil, Jessica was the child of a Brazilian mother and a British father, Roosevelt Alves. Her father's family had deep Brazilian roots, having immigrated from Europe in the 1940s and building their livelihood through farming, retail, and real estate. From the earliest days of her childhood, Jessica gravitated toward femininity. She found comfort and joy in playing with Barbie dolls gifted by her beloved grandfather. Though assigned male at birth, she expressed her gender identity openly, often cross-dressing and embracing who she truly felt she was inside. Her belief in gender fluidity became the compass guiding her life, defying rigid notions of what it means to be male or female. As a teenager, Jessica experienced a natural hormone imbalance, resulting in unusually high estrogen levels and the development of breast tissue. While this made her feel more in tune with her true self, it also made her a target for relentless bullying and social isolation. Instead of letting cruelty break her, Jessica turned pain into empowerment. Over the years, she embarked on one of the most publicized and ambitious physical transformations in the world, undergoing more than 100 cosmetic procedures, 51 of them major surgeries, at a cost surpassing $650,000 by 2018. Her operations included multiple rhinoplasties, one of which led to the permanent loss of her sense of smell. The journey was physically demanding, but Jessica never wavered in her commitment to live authentically. Today, Jessica Alves stands as a powerful symbol of perseverance and self-expression. She moves through the world with grace and courage, challenging outdated societal norms and inspiring others to live their truth, no matter how long, difficult, or costly that road may be. Her story is a reminder that authenticity is not just an act of self-love, but also a beacon for those still searching for the courage to be themselves. Carol Bryan's story is a haunting reminder that the pursuit of beauty can carry a devastating price. In 2009, at 47 years old, Carol, like so many women hoping for a refreshed, youthful look, turned to cosmetic fillers. What she expected to be a simple, routine enhancement instead became the beginning of a nightmare. Unbeknownst to her, the injections contained a dangerous cocktail of substances, including silicone, that were administered into her forehead and cheeks. Almost overnight, her familiar face began to change. Swelling and distortion replaced her once recognizable features, leaving her unrecognizable even to herself. As the damage worsened, Carol's world crumbled. Multiple corrective procedures failed, each one leaving her more disfigured, more isolated, and more broken inside. At her lowest point, she withdrew completely from the world, confiding only in her daughter while battling the darkest thoughts of ending her life. In 2013, desperate for help, she turned to a craniofacial specialist. The surgery she underwent was grueling, but the outcome was heartbreaking: irreversible damage to her optic nerve that left her blind in one eye. In the years that followed, Carol endured numerous reconstructive surgeries, including skin grafts and even a partial facial transplant. Now in her late 50s, she lives with permanent physical and emotional scars. She has spoken openly about the crushing impact on her self-esteem, the loneliness that followed, and the fading hope of finding love again. Her journey is a cautionary tale for anyone considering cosmetic procedures, one that underscores the importance of thorough research, reputable practitioners, and realistic expectations. In a culture obsessed with youth and perfection, Carol's voice cuts through the noise with raw honesty. Her courage challenges society's beauty ideals, urging us to see the worth in self-acceptance and to understand the hidden dangers of chasing an unattainable image. Mickey Rourke's journey through plastic surgery stands apart in Hollywood, not as a shallow tale of vanity, but as a raw, deeply personal story born from pain and survival. Unlike many stars who went under the knife to turn back the clock, Rourke's surgeries were born of necessity, forged in the brutal reality of the boxing ring. In the 1990s, after conquering the silver screen, Rourke walked away from fame to chase a dream he'd carried since boyhood. Boxing wasn't a publicity stunt, it was a calling. As an amateur in the 1960s and 70s, he racked up an astonishing 12 consecutive knockouts, proving his natural skill. When he later turned pro, he remained undefeated in 8 fights, winning 6, 4 by knockout, and drawing twice. But the sport he loved came at a heavy price. The ring left him with 2 shattered noses, a crushed cheekbone, a split tongue, and even temporary memory loss. Each injury etched itself into his face, and each surgery to repair the damage was meant to give him back not just his looks, but his ability to function. Unfortunately, the path to recovery was anything but smooth. Dissatisfied with the early results, Rourke underwent more procedures, 5 on his nose alone, and at least 1 more to rebuild his cheekbone. The cumulative effect was devastating. The heartthrob audiences once adored became almost unrecognizable. In a rare, painfully honest moment, Rourke admitted one of his greatest regrets was trusting the wrong surgeon with his face. For many, his story is more than a Hollywood transformation. It's a testament to resilience, a cautionary tale about regret, and a reminder of the lasting consequences of decisions made under physical and emotional strain. It underscores a truth too often learned the hard way. Whether for health, function, or beauty, choosing the right medical hands can change everything. Sharon Osbourne has never been one to hide behind polite silence. For decades, her candor and charisma made her one of the most recognizable personalities in entertainment, and one of the most outspoken about her many plastic surgeries. Over the years, she embraced everything from facelifts and laser treatments to skin peels and cosmetic touch-ups, always chasing the camera-ready image the world expected of her. But in 2021, at the age of 70, one surgery changed everything. What was supposed to be a rejuvenating facelift turned into a 5.5-hour ordeal that left her not with renewed confidence, but with deep regret. Looking in the mirror afterward, she felt she no longer recognized herself, going so far as to describe her reflection as a cyclops, mixing her trademark humor with a raw vulnerability that made the confession unforgettable. One eye appeared noticeably different from the other, enough for her to confront her surgeon in distress. The emotional weight of that experience forced Sharon to stop and reevaluate. For the first time, she began to question whether the endless pursuit of youth was worth the risk, pain, and disappointment. "Time isn't on my side," she admitted, signaling not defeat, but acceptance. In her 2013 memoir Unbreakable, Sharon had openly described her relationship with cosmetic enhancements as a routine, frequent adjustments, resurfacing, and whatever else it took to keep up appearances. But now her outlook has shifted from constant maintenance to mindful self-acceptance. For many older Americans, her choice resonates deeply in a culture that worships youth and treats aging as something to be fixed. By choosing to step away from the operating table, Sharon Osbourne delivers a quiet but powerful message: aging is not a flaw. It's a story we carry, and sometimes, the most beautiful decision is knowing when to stop rewriting it. Katie Price, once celebrated as the fresh-faced British model next door, has transformed into one of the most talked-about figures in the world of extreme cosmetic makeovers. While many celebrities hide behind denial, Katie has always been unapologetically blunt about every nip, tuck, and injection. At 45, she wears her ever-changing look like a badge of honor, insisting she has no regrets and no plans to slow down. Her transformation began in 1999, when an up-and-coming glamour model decided to boost her bust from a 32B to a 32D and refine her nose. By 2006, her appearance had already shifted into a more manufactured beauty, and by 2011, Katie had fully embraced what she proudly called her plastic persona. The changes only intensified from there. In 2016, she debuted fuller lips and a flawlessly smoothed face. 2 years later, at the National Television Awards, she shocked fans with a dramatically altered look. Some barely recognized her. Since 2019, she's reportedly undergone annual breast augmentations, each implant weighing a staggering 4.4 pounds. That kind of relentless surgical enhancement has raised red flags among medical professionals, with one plastic surgeon publicly warning that her extreme approach ignores the importance of moderation. For longtime fans who've watched her evolve since the late 90s, Katie's transformation is both mesmerizing and unsettling, a living example of how far the chase for perfection can go and the price that might come with it. Love her or criticize her, Katie Price has turned her body into her most controversial work of art. Priscilla Presley has always been more than just Elvis's former wife. She's a shrewd businesswoman, a cultural icon, and a woman whose elegance has fascinated the world for decades. Yet behind the timeless beauty lies a swirl of whispers, speculation about plastic surgery that has followed her for years. And through it all, Priscilla has maintained a dignified silence, never confirming, never denying. That quiet refusal to answer has only fanned the flames, especially as her appearance has noticeably changed over time. From afar, top medical professionals, none of whom have treated her, have offered their own observations. Dr. Dave David suggested that heavy cheek fillers might have even limited her ability to fully open her eyes. Renowned plastic surgeon Dr. Anthony Yoon pointed to signs of a facelift. Others speculated about laser resurfacing or advanced skin treatments that may have left lasting effects on her complexion. But perhaps the most alarming chapter in Priscilla's cosmetic journey involves an encounter straight out of a Hollywood cautionary tale. She reportedly fell victim to Dr. Daniel Serrano, an unlicensed practitioner who infiltrated elite LA circles, claiming his injectables were superior to Botox. In reality, he was using industrial-grade silicone, material meant for machinery, not people. The dangerous substance could cause severe medical damage, even permanent disfigurement. Serrano's operations eventually came crashing down, leading to his conviction. But the damage, for some, was already done. For older Americans considering cosmetic procedures, Priscilla's story is far more than celebrity gossip. It's a stark warning. In the race to hold on to youth, safety and legitimacy must come first. A youthful glow means nothing if it's bought at the cost of your health. Even icons like Priscilla Presley aren't immune to the dangers of cosmetic shortcuts. Thank you for watching Exposed Hollywood. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss the stories behind the stars. See you next time.